I'm Tabby.
And I'm Caitlin, and welcome to part two of our discussion of It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey.
As always, we like to start off with our general feelings about the book. If you have not read it and you want a basic outline of what was happening in the book, go revisit part one where we do a brief synopsis. But yeah, Caitlin, kick us off. How did you feel about this book?
So for me, I really enjoyed it. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. So I absolutely love like the overall setting of the book and adore all of the characters, but I will discuss later there are a couple things that I didn't like so much, and so it did kind of bring my rating down from being a perfect 10.
So I actually had mine as a 10. I actually just changed it to a 9.5 because there are also some bones I have to pick with Tessa Bailey as usual. It's the same things as always. Um, but I nostalgically love this book because it is like the first ever like rom-com book that I read. And like it is so special to me, and I thought it was so cute, and like it really got me on Tessa Bailey in general. She's a fantastic author, and it just kind of stuck with me. Same thing with like the second book in the series. So 9.5 out for me, just based off of a couple flaws I'd like to talk about.
Yeah. And I mean, I had read rom-coms before, so like I can say it really is genuinely a good one.
It's very good.
So if you're someone who's never read rom-coms before, it would be a great one to start off with. Like these, like, and then there's the second book, of course, so there's two. So, it'd be a great little
And
one.
Tessa Bailey is so talented too.
Yeah, she has a lot of books. So
They're all very good. Not all of them. Most of them are very good.
most of them are very good. There are some that I read and was upset.
Tessa Bailey, you know what you did with the cloud. You know what you did.
I didn't read that one, but I will not be
Caitlin,
apparently.
the Hot and Hammered series, Tessa Bailey. You
Oh,
know what you've done.
okay. So one of them that I did read was in the Hot and Hammered series. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. My bad.
0 out of 10. We do always like to talk about the characters in the book. Obviously, Piper is the first one we will talk about. She is our main character. She is the moment.
She's
She
iconic.
she's iconic. She is giving Alexis Rose vibes. So Tessa Bailey wrote this during the great pandemic of 2020, and it is heavily influenced by Schitt's Creek. Piper is based directly off of Alexis Rose. Hannah definitely has like some David Rose qualities, but for the most part, she really did kind of just pull a lot from Alexis specifically when writing Piper.
Yeah, and then a little bit of the plot, like rich people being uprooted from their lives and put into
Yeah,
this tiny town that they have like a piece of ownership in, but everyone's like, you're
not
outsiders.
really.
Yeah. So yeah, it's directly like a
Oh my God, is
inspiration.
Brendan rolling shit? No. Is that Mick?
Oh, well,
Who's rolling?
I feel like it has to be Brendan. He's basically the mayor of the
He's
town.
the mayor.
Oh my God, he's rolling shit.
He's
Okay.
rolling shit.
Embarrassing for him.
Brendan, that sucks, buddy. You're
Yeah.
not even a little bit Ted. Definitely more Mutt than anything.
Even
Um,
Mutt, I wouldn't want him to be Mutt either, because it's
I know
like
Mutt sucks. Brendan, who are you,
anyway.
baby? Um,
Brendan's his own
this
creation.
is his own character. He's Ted. It's fine. So some things that we loved about Piper, we love her fierceness. She definitely fights for the things that she wants, even though she is misguided, I would say. She is definitely, kind of vapid and a little bit surface level at the beginning, but she definitely finds herself, and she, kind of grows into who she is supposed to be. And I love that about her. I love her growth throughout the book.
100%. Her growth is massive throughout the novel. She like rises above all the stereotypes that are, placed on her because of the way she looks and where she's from. She literally, her inner monologue is amazing.
So
It's
good.
hilarious. And I especially love it in the times that she was like feeling attracted to Brendan, because she is like she is freaking feral for that man.
Barrel for Brendan.
Like she's got everything under control until that man just like looks at her the right way. And then she's like, I am literally
I'm
not
gonna
leaving
jump his
until,
bones.
yeah, until I fuck this man. I'm not going anywhere else. Honestly, it's wholesome.
Yes, and I just love all of her relationships with the different characters. Like her and Hannah's relationship is so good, and like at no point in time, like I think does she ever want to like use Hannah and like when Hannah showed up to like get her out of jail, she's like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah.
But like I'm glad you're
She's
here,
like,
but why are you here?
bestie.
And like the fact that Hannah was like, "Yeah, I'm coming with you," and she was like, "Absolutely, you don't have to do that. Like I will
Yeah.
suffer this alone." Like
Yeah, she even tried to get her out of trouble. She was like, it's not
yes.
Hannah's fault. And then Daniel was like, well, she bailed you out of jail when I told her not to.
So, like, she is just a very loving character. Same thing with like Opal. Like, her and Opal's relationship is so freaking wholesome.
Yeah.
I love that she gets to reunite with the grandmother that she never had because she doesn't really know any of her grandparents except for her mom's side, which she never sees.
I
And
know.
so, like, that was just so special to me.
It really is very sweet, especially because Opal like needed her granddaughter's presence in her life. Like she was living by herself. She was super lonely. She wasn't going to see her friends anymore since her son died. Like she spent like basically 2 decades being
Yeah.
depressed. And so like it's great to see her like kind of revived by this love for her granddaughters.
Yes, it's so freaking cute. Then we have Hannah, little Hannah Banana.
I love Hannah. She is honestly, she's so pure. She's a sweet little cinnamon roll of a
She's
friend
so
and a sister.
cute.
She is truly, truly there for the people that she cares about. And she's just such a good person. So is
And
Piper,
yeah,
but
they're both
so is
just
Hannah.
great people. And like Hannah is such a ride or die. She was like, yeah, fuck, I don't need to work. Like, let's freaking go.
Yeah,
Like, we
she's
want to
like, we're
rebuild this
moving.
bar. Let's do
Hell
it.
yeah. She's like, I will leave my job for months, even though I'm in love with my boss and I'm trying to work my way up in the industry. I'll be there for you.
She's like, yeah, but that doesn't matter. And like, let's go to Washington. It'll be fine. And she's like, we need money. Cool. I'll get a part-time job. Like, I don't care. Like, she's
Yeah,
just a good person. Hannah is the freaking best.
she really is. I love
She's
her.
like, you need me to fight this 6'4" fisherman? I'll do it in the street.
Because Brendan was like, his anger was unjustified. Obviously, it was more of one of those reactions when, you know how like whenever you do something stupid and you almost die and then your dad gets really pissed and he's like,
Yes.
what the fuck were you thinking?
He's like, are you okay? Cool. What the hell?
Yeah, as soon as he realizes you're not injured, you're actually getting yelled at. So that's what was happening. But Hannah was like, absolutely not. We do not react that way.
Step
Toxic
the fuck
masculinity.
up, Kyle.
Yeah, she was absolutely ready to tear that man to shreds. And Fox was like, that's kind of hot.
That's really cute, babe. She's also just so unproblematic. Like, Piper wants to reunite with her grandma. She's like, all right, let's do it. You want to move across the country? Yeah, let's do it. You
Yeah.
need to go back to LA to find yourself. Don't worry, girl. Like, I'll hold the bar down. You
Yeah.
go do that.
There's only one customer. It's fine. I got it.
Yeah, so she's like, fucking go for it, girl.
And
I
I just
love
love that.
Hannah.
I love the fact. Also, I just love that she's like, yeah, go back to LA. And then the bar is swamped and she is like putting
She's
out
like,
fires.
I'm fine. She is literally that meme with the dog, like in the burning house. And she's like,
Yes.
everything's fine.
Or like that episode of SpongeBob when SpongeBob and Patrick are raising the baby clam and SpongeBob
Yes.
has like 20 arms.
Hannah is the best.
Uh, yes. And then we have Brendan.
Zaddy Brendan.
Zaddy Brendan. He's hot, y'all. He's
Guys,
hot.
he is
He's mysterious.
fucking
He's brooding. He's gloomy. We
he's
stand.
ripped to shit, man.
Yeah, he does hard work on the boat. Like,
He takes his shirt off and Piper's like, he's not a bodybuilder. He is like blue collar working man ripped. And I love that shit. I eat it up.
yeah, she's like, oh, those muscles are from like trying not to
Pulling ropes, like
die.
pulling tracks, and like, yeah, like, oh my God.
Additionally, we love the fact that he is an absolute simp for Piper. And you know what? That's also hot.
I love it when the man falls in love first. And I do feel like it is kind of like a mutual falling in love thing for them, but he was definitely like, I will risk it all for this woman that I've just met. And like
Yes.
I eat that for
And
breakfast.
he didn't know what to do with his feelings too. So he was just like, yeah, I changed the locks on your door. Yeah, I told someone to put padding so you don't hit your head anymore. Like he
You
was
know
just
what,
like
Brendan? Acts of service, that's my shit. So
acts of
I dig
service.
acts of service and physical touch are my love
Same.
languages. Are we
Piper has the same love languages as us. How cute.
Oh, that's really fun. Is that really yours? Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes.
What? Wow.
That's hilarious because
That's
we're
really
not
good.
even blood sisters. We're just marriage
We're just the
sisters
same
and
people.
we have the same genes. Um, so yeah, freaking love that. He just showed up and he's like, I think this back patio needs a pergola, like for people to hang out
It's
under.
like people
And
love a fucking pergola.
that, oh my God, he's fucking Luke from Gilmore Girls. That's who
Yes.
he is.
Yes.
He's no one from Schitt's Creek. He's Luke from Gilmore.
He is Luke from Gilmore Girls, the only good character. Like, I know you love Gilmore Girls, but
Well, yes,
they
I
all
do, but I
suck.
understand. I understand that it sucks.
And Luke deserved the world.
Luke deserved better. Lorelai is kind of an asshole. Listen, I have a lot of
Sidebar.
love for Lorelai. Yes, sidebar. I have a lot of love for Lorelai, but obviously she needed therapy too. She needed
Yeah.
also
She's got a
to
lot going on.
work through some things, and she just didn't have the time to work through them because she was a mom at 16. What are you gonna do?
Her
Anyway,
parents kind of suck too. And it's like she didn't have
parents
the support she
were
needed.
very emotionally neglectful, and yeah, it was generational trauma.
Yeah. But Luke,
But
we
I'm glad
love
she
you,
got her
man.
happily ever after with Luke. They deserve everything in the
Ah,
world.
amazing.
10
But
out
yeah,
of 10.
he is Luke from Gilmore Girls for sure. Also, him downloading Instagram so that he could look at Piper's pictures while he was at sea and fucking get off to them on a boat full of 20 other men. That's dedication. That's some dedication I like to see.
Speaking of secondhand embarrassment, though, when he accidentally followed her, I was like, ah!
But I was like, what are you gonna do? Like, baby, you do you. And
He
I
owned
get
up
it.
to it.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, whatever.
Yeah, and when she asked him about it, she was like, "What pictures did you see?" And he's like, "A lot of them."
Literally every single one that you have.
He's like, "You know all those pictures where you're in a small bikini? Yes, mostly those."
As a matter of fact, I searched those out specifically.
He's like, "I'm not gonna lie to you right now. I find you very attractive."
And like, what more could you ask? How transparent of him.
We love honesty, and Brent is straight the fuck up.
He's black and white, and he says that the whole book there's only black and white for him.
And I do love that about him. It can be kind of annoying, I'm sure, but I
Actually,
love that.
no, like it does become an issue later. But in that moment, black and white for sure, man. I get you.
Yeah, in that moment, it was hot.
Yeah. And then we have
Fox.
Fox.
So I personally, I really do like Fox. You don't get a whole lot of his character
No.
development in this book. Like in this book, he's the comedic relief. And I know like he's not your favorite. Like, and I get that.
In this book, I am
Yes.
fucking feral for Fox in the second
In the
one.
second
Like, don't get it twisted. It's just in this book.
I totally get that because it's like we don't have time to dive into his character.
No.
But we get glimpses of it. We get glimpses when he's like at the record store in the bonus scene. He's like, I like this girl. And he's getting a call from like this girl that he hooks up with sometimes. And he literally ignores the call because he's like more interested in being with Hannah in that moment. And so it's like,
but then Hannah's like, why are so many people calling you?
Yeah, she's immediately like put off by it. She's like, are these all women? And he's like, yeah, but I'm ignoring them all for you, baby.
But it's all for you, baby girl.
But then with him buying the Fleetwood Mac album, like, oh my God.
So cute.
That's so fucking romantic.
And like also like he definitely like his relationship with Brendan is perfect because Brendan is so black and white, whereas Fox is like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to. Mm-hmm. And so I think he really pushes him and he really challenges him to like kind of like take that next step in his relationship. Yeah. He's like, if you want to go get it, it's been 8 years, man. Like,
yes, he absolutely was super
pot.
supportive. And he even at the memorial, he was like, Desiree wouldn't have wanted this for you. She wouldn't have wanted, like, obviously she would want you to like keep a place for her in your heart, but she wouldn't want you to be alone for the rest of your life because she tragically died young. Like that is not what she would want for you.
And honestly, the whole thing makes me very sad for him because I'm sure he did feel so remorseful about it.
Oh
like,
yes.
Like, can you imagine like coming home and like your dead wife is just like on the beach and like you find her there, but it's like,
I don't know that we really went into the details in the synopsis, and that was my bad. But yes, it was very traumatic for Brendan because he had Desiree had passed while he was on his boat. And so
She
he
had a
felt
aneurysm,
an
right?
aneurysm, yeah. So it was completely unexpected. She was young and healthy otherwise. So he did feel extreme guilt and, never really processed that.
They also had like a relationship of convenience though. And so like he knew he was not like the world's best husband because like where they respected each other, they did not love each other. And
Yeah.
so I think that probably weighed very heavily on him because he
Yeah.
respected Mick and because he had a very healthy respect for Desiree, just like not the love
Yes.
they needed.
Their love for each other was honestly more, it felt more like a family or friendship type of love.
Yes.
They did not have a passionate romance. They were not like sweeping each other off their feet. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't anything like what he experienced with Piper. And so I think those feelings too caught him off
Caught him
guard and
off
made
guard.
him
Yes,
feel guilty.
exactly.
And he was like, why the fuck am I feeling this when I didn't even feel it for my own wife?
Yes. Like
So
especially like the very first day, like she came over for dinner, he was very much like, what the fuck is happening
yeah, he's
here?
like,
Like,
why is
why am
my
I acting
dick
like
hard
this?
right now? Yeah. He's like, are we about to kiss right now?
We about to
Anyway,
kiss right
back to Fox. We do love his thoughtfulness, but yeah, you don't get to see a whole lot of it in this book.
now? I'm so excited to cover Hook, Line, and Sinker.
Same.
I go back and forth, but I really do love that book.
I do. I just finished it actually
It's so
yesterday.
good.
So yeah, those kind of the main characters. So we'll kind of jump into the things that we liked about this book as we normally do. I'm a sucker for small towns in media and in like on vacation. I love going and hey, I know I'll let you have your soapbox in just a minute, but there's something very romantic about it in a story. Perfect backdrop for a romance, but I will let you give your spin.
Okay. I only love small town romances when it is fucking like Fisher towns like this. But like I cannot stand small town romances when it's like in the middle of fucking like Wyoming or
Uh-huh.
like mid east like
We'll give them a little bit of
midwestern
your background,
towns.
and I think that'll explain why.
So I'm from a small town. Originally, I'm from a very, very small town in Missouri. I won't give names, but it sucked. It's terrible. And everyone knows your shit. And the people there can't read. Most of them drop out of high school. And it's like, no, like there is nothing charming about living in a small town. And maybe it's
Right.
different in Washington. I don't know. Like I said, a Fisher town, yeah,
Maybe.
that shit's cool. And like it was touristy. And like for sure, it's probably really neat. But
Mhm.
like I do not like small town romances. There is nothing good about it, and most of those men are trash.
I 100% can understand where you're coming from, but as someone who has never been forced to live in a small town, I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds real cute.
No, it's not cute, and I hate it.
And I probably never would live in a small town, but
No, and
fuck yeah, I'm gonna
don't.
go visit a local like Fisher town, like right on the
Yeah, for
harbor.
sure.
Absolutely, I'm gonna go eat the local fish and chips. Like that shit's, I'll eat that shit up.
Yeah, but like put me in a
Um,
Fisher town in like Washington. Yeah, I'm going. I'm gonna be there like without a doubt. But like
Absolutely
it
fair.
really just applies to like anything that's not coastal. If
Anything,
it's
yes.
anything in the Midwestern, Mid-Eastern like areas of the United States, I don't
No,
want
I
it.
get that. And yeah, I guess I do prefer more like if it is going to be a small town romance, I do tend to prefer the ones that are coastal because I'm thinking of it's a Nicholas Sparks book and it was turned into a film and I cannot remember the name of it, but it's like she goes to like this coastal town like to like get away from like her abusive husband.
It's probably a Jillian Huff
Yes, that's
situation.
yes, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
I
she's
don't
the
remember
lead.
what movie it was, but I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
she's like fixing up this like little cabin, this little cozy cabin in the
Let me
woods, and
look
she
it up.
meets like a local hunk. Anyway, yes, the
Jillian
coastal
Huff,
vibes make it more romantic.
Safe Haven.
Safe Haven, that's the fucking one. That shit's
It's the first thing that popped up.
yes, that movie. I was like, I absolutely love the backdrop. It's beautiful, it's romantic, but it was a coastal town.
But only coastal
I
towns.
think you might be onto something.
Yes, there's something special about it. Some things that I liked about this book. Tessa Bailey. Tessa Bailey, you've started like a little bit of an Easter egg hunt for me because you know what you do in every book? You mention anal. In
Mhm.
every single book, there is butt stuff.
Yeah.
And I seek it out at this point in time because I know it's going to be there. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
And like I very first noticed it with this one. So obviously, like twice in this book, it happens. And it's very weird and it's very like not natural, not cohesive with what's going on. She's like, oh, we're enjoying this. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna stick my finger up this dude's butt. Like, does he look like he likes it? He's probably never had that before. I don't know. But then it happens
I feel like
again.
when Tessa mentions it too, it's usually like this is like one of the first times they're sleeping together.
Yes. But it wasn't that was the first time they ever slept together.
Mm-hmm. Like,
I'm just gonna stick a finger up your butt.
Yeah.
And then he reciprocates later on, and I was like, cool, that's fine. But then it happens again in window shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And then it happens again in the Hot and Hammered series.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember if it happens in her new book or not, the one about the bounty hunter. I can't quite recall. I also don't know if it happens in Hook, Line, and Sinker, but it's like
it does not oh, you know what does happen though is spanking. So there is ass involved.
There's always something with the ass involved.
Yeah.
And I think that is so funny. And I don't know if this is a cry for help, Tessa Bailey, but
she does it on purpose.
I look forward to it every single book.
Yeah, and we talked about it with window shopping as well, but
because she was obsessed with his butt because he had a bubble butt,
and I'm sure it was very, very cute. Do not get me wrong; I'm sure his butt was gorgeous. But my thing is like, and we talked about this already, but like that
he
is
was
not
fucking weird about it.
You don't just break that out one of the first times you're sleeping with someone, and two, you ask for consent first. You don't just stick your finger there, but they're always just sticking their finger there without asking.
I know. Yeah, no, and like the one in window shopping, that would rub me the wrong way. I don't know. Because it's like she's going out on him, right? And then she's like, I'm just gonna like do this really quick. And I was like, oh.
And he was
into it. It's whatever, but it like
that's not it's the principle of the thing.
Yeah, but it's like you gotta ask.
You do.
Because like sometimes it hurts. So like you gotta ask.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
The dinner scene. Oh my god.
The dinner scene.
The dinner scene.
10 out of 10.
But also it wasn't.
Oh, the dirty talk.
Because, and I'll touch on this later because like, my god, does she just like
Tessa. What was 10 out of 10 for me is again just how feral they are for each other. I absolutely love that for them. They could not be more excited.
And I love that for them.
Yes. And I thought that was very sweet.
My favorite thing was up until this point, like at no point, like at one point in time, Brendan like had said something about like he felt like his dick was about to like pop through his jeans. But other than that, he was like pretty mild. And like you knew he was very interested in her and like he did want to be with her. But like all of a sudden, I was like, sir, who are you?
Because he just suddenly he broke out the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, he just starts dirty talking out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh, like I'm here for it. But like, my God, like give me some whiplash, dude. Like you're a gentleman. And, you're a gentleman.
Oh, but
he's not.
My thing is like, yes, that was super hot. I was super into it. But then I do think that Tessa Bailey takes it too far. Every once in a while, she will say something wild. And it just takes me out of it. Same with Allie Hazelwood. She does it too. It's like,
yes, Allie Hazelwood's notorious.
Yes. And it's like, okay, we're there. Everything's going great. And then you just say one thing that I'm like, I don't love that.
And nothing can go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong.
It all went wrong. Immediately.
I actually just bought Allie Hazelwood's new book at Barnes & Noble earlier today, and I'm going to give it a go, but I already know how it's going to end because, like, it's very consistent in each book how it ends, but I still want to read it. Tessa Bailey, listen, girl, this is my bone to pick with her. This is where the 0.5 gets deducted from my score because everything is going well, right? And he's like, yeah, I want to fuck you. And I'm like, absolutely. Let's do it. And then he gets fucking weird about it. Yeah. Because he is like taking her bra off and he's like, baby, those look so pretty. And it's like, Okay, like sure. Yeah, her tits
Thank
look
you.
pretty. Like that's fine. But then he starts referring to her kitty as it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that. And
Yeah.
like at no point like listen, if you're
Like
gonna
just
talk
say
about it,
like,
call it a pussy. Just do
yeah, call
it.
it a pussy or just be like, let me see you. Like, you know, like they'll know what you mean.
But like multiple occasions in this one scene, he said, "Let me look at it. Let me see it. Can I rub it here?"
I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? It has a
It
name.
like just call it what it is, dude. Don't be
What?
afraid. Putting it in place of anything is weird. And he does the same thing for his dick. Like call it a dick, call it a cock, do whatever you need to, but like don't call it it.
Do whatever you need to. Because also, if you call it it, what if you get it confused with the other it?
Yeah, it's like which it are we talking about now?
Like, please, I'm going to need you to be direct here.
Be specific. Anyway, that's my biggest bone to pick here. Oh, and also, what does she say? I don't even remember what the other thing he said was. He just gets weird about some stuff. I don't know. All the other dirty talk, like all the other spicy scenes, it was fine, except for her like freaking doing that to him at one point in time without asking,
Yeah.
whatever. But like everything else, totally cool, totally whatever. But like just that one scene, I was like, man, that's a weird way to like introduce this.
Yes, I agree. It's like everything's great, but then just a little bit of things will be sprinkled in throughout the scene that I'm like, didn't love that, but moving on and we're
Hated
back to
that shit.
greatness. Anyway, overall, it was
Overall, it
good.
was fantastic.
I've definitely read worse.
Sure.
Um,
For sure.
unfortunately. Um, so kind of moving on to, piggybacking off of that, some other things that we weren't a huge fan of. I personally didn't like the dramatic hospital scene. I thought we could have done without it, especially because Brendan wasn't even the one who was hurt. I was just like,
Yeah.
this pointless. And also them just casually like going to have sex in an empty room in the ICU, I thought was gross.
Not even that, but it's like, so they're fucking getting it on in this ICU room, right? Like, there's no one there. It's like, hopefully, no one needs it, whatever. Like, you just contaminated everything, you
Yeah.
touched all of it. But then it's like, of course, no one has a condom. We're in the middle of an ICU room, and they're like,
Yeah.
you know what? I trust you with my body, and I've known you for a week at this, maybe two, maybe three
Yeah.
at this point. Like, yeah, like fucking raw dog it, dude.
Yeah, no, it was uncalled
What?
for altogether, uncalled for. Also in the epilogue, um, Piper like thinks it's like cute that every time like the word pregnant gets brought up, like immediately Brennan just fucks her, and I'm like, ew.
Like that's terrible.
I hate that. I hate that because
Like
she's like, yeah, we're trying to decide whether or not we have kids, but every time it gets brought up, Brennan just raw dogs me.
yeah, it's like totally normal though. It's like I don't know, maybe we should talk about it perhaps. But also
Yeah.
like I don't know, maybe you have like a breeding kink. That's fine, but like also
But still be on birth control
like be on birth
if you're
control,
not ready.
queen. Like you don't know each other. Like even at that point in time in the epilogue, it was 1 week later.
One
It
week
wasn't
after
like
they
1 year
decided
later.
to
It wasn't
officially stay together.
yeah,
Yeah.
like after having like a fucking throwdown, smackdown WWE like fight in the middle of
Yeah.
their front yard. They're like, yeah, no, like we're ready for kids. No, you're not.
Yeah,
No,
I
you're
did
not.
I did not like that. So that is definitely in the list of things that kind of took away from my perfect score.
I didn't love that.
Yeah, same.
Her parents sucked.
Yeah.
Piper and Hannah's parents suck. Specific well, no, not even specifically her dad I think in his mind's eye was trying to like do the right thing by her, I guess, but also it kind of felt like he was just trying to get rid of her.
Yeah, because she was like causing him problems and
Yeah, and he's
ruining
like,
his
you know what,
funding.
just we're gonna send you off to Washington, and like that's weird. That's a
Yeah,
weird way
he's
to
like,
deal
go
with
learn a
that.
fucking lesson.
Like I'm not sending you any money either, like you're roughing it, and it's like okay,
Yes.
like that's cool, but also like it's kind of hard to not have money.
Yeah. Especially when you're sending them somewhere, it's like it's not like they're going there to get a job. Like you're just sending them.
No, you're just sending them there. So I don't know. That was weird. And like, I get that her parents are in love and stuff. Like, that's cool. But also, I feel like her mom just like really kept a lot of stuff from them. And she was very unapologetic about it.
Yeah.
She's just like, oops,
She
forgot
did
to
him
mention you have a
dirty.
grandma.
Yeah. That
Like,
was
oh, I
fucked
forgot to
up.
mention your dad was a town hero and he's actually a really cool dude. And
And
it's
they're not
like, I
even mad
left him
at their
out because
mom.
I'm sad about it.
Yeah, they're literally not even mad at their mom for it, but I would be.
I'd be pissed. It's like, I would get it if it's like he hit you or he abused you or something and you like
No,
fled from him. And like,
they were
yeah, I'd
in
want to
love.
forget it too. No, but you love this man and you had two kids with him and he died tragically and you just like chose not to tell them about it.
Yeah, you were like, man, this is too sad for me, so I'm not gonna
I'm
tell my kids
out.
anything.
I
Fucked
don't
up.
know. Like they're her parents, I don't know. They suck.
You're right. You're right. And that could be a reason why Piper has such a hard time communicating things is because her mom fucking doesn't tell her
Yeah.
anything.
Or maybe like that's why she was like so ready to risk it all after a month was because she was like, well, it's what my mom did. So
Yeah, she's like, well, it worked out till he died at sea.
yeah.
Hope that doesn't happen to Brendan. Another thing that I think neither of us are a big fan of is that big argument when Brendan stormed off is like he literally had always said like I'll do anything for you, like, we'll get through anything together, and then he was like, nope, I'm out for the night. I do think that he was thinking she really does need space for the evening. That was like his thought process, but I think it would have been better for them to actually reconcile things because he was leaving for a trip.
Yeah, like if he were just like blowing off steam for the night, going to sleep somewhere else, totally cool. But you were literally like going for a very long time.
Yeah, 2 weeks, right? Like another
Yeah,
2 weeks.
like that's a long time to be gone and not talk about something.
Yeah.
And also it's like again, Tessa Bailey is like notorious for like the insta love type
Mm-hmm.
relationship. Like it's an immediate like love at first sight thing. And so I think that's just hard for me to like kind of follow. But like you don't know each other.
Right.
Like you can't know after 4 weeks like what her plans are because like of course she didn't talk to you about it, but also it's like how could you expect her to spend the rest of her life there with you when you've known her for a month?
Yes. And he does acknowledge it. Like whenever they're apologizing to each other at the end, he does acknowledge that, like, yeah, no, it actually was responsible for you to have
A
like other
backup
plans.
plan.
He's like, I'm sorry for getting mad at you for that. So he does acknowledge that he was being
Sure.
really
Just
good.
like in that moment though,
But
like
yeah, like in that moment, why did you even, I don't
I
know.
don't know. It was weird to me
It
because
is weird.
like I don't know, maybe it's because like we've never experienced that before, but
No, I mean, it's
like
just not enough time.
I
Like,
can't imagine knowing someone for 4 weeks and being like, yeah, I'll uproot my life for you.
no, it's fine for a
No.
story, it's fine for a book or a movie, but hey, in real life, if this happens to you, if a man after 4 weeks is like, move into my house, here's my key while I'm gone on vacation for 2 weeks, probably
Maybe
like,
just like weigh your pros and cons.
yeah, maybe like let's just let him know, like, hey, this is moving too fast. And like maybe things will work out in the future. Like maybe you can talk to him about that. But if he gets weird about you not wanting to move that fast, it's a red flag.
That's a red flag for sure.
Yeah,
And like he might be a serial killer.
it
You
might
don't
be.
know. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know that.
Exactly. Yeah. And it worked out for Piper, but hey, Piper's a fictional character, and so is Brendan.
And it's
And
like
in
there's
real
some
life,
crazy people out there.
yeah, in real life, Brendan very well could have been a serial killer.
You could have killed her and Hannah. She brought Hannah into this mess.
Yeah. And we love Hannah.
The whole miscommunication trope aspect of that really just kills my soul because
Yes.
I knew exactly like I knew she was gonna miss meeting with him, of course, like
Yeah.
that's just how that goes. And so when
Because
he was
it's
like
the
if you're
big like drama of the
yeah, if you're not there in the morning, I'll know you don't care. And she's like, I'll be there. And then it's like Abe falls, and it's like Abe, come on,
Abe,
man.
Abe,
Like
you've
you,
literally never fallen before.
yeah, you've been doing this walk for like a month now, and you ain't
She's
never
like,
fallen.
Jesus, Abe, get the fuck up. And he hit his head too. That's really scary.
Yeah, like Abe almost died. It's like, come on, man. Like any other day, you could be doing that.
Yeah, like Abe, that's really inconsiderate of you. I'm not gonna lie.
And then like their arguments, like you said, they're just immature. They always resulted in then having like sex. They never actually communicated anything. So I feel like
Yeah.
just the last half of the book was like one big miscommunication trope.
Yeah, because every single time they like went to bring up something uncomfortable, they would end up just having sex and being like, we'll table that. But when you do that every single time, then
Nothing
obviously
gets
nothing's
done.
worked out. So yeah,
I didn't love that.
it was that part was frustrating, but I get it. It's like for the drama.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, that's really my only bone to pick with the book, though.
Same here, because otherwise it was super cute,
It was very
super
cute.
wholesome.
Ended well.
I'm going to now kind of talk about some symbolism throughout the book. You know, for being a rom-com, this book had quite a bit of symbolism woven throughout. And I was like, wow, like she's getting deep with it over here. So the ocean itself, the ocean to the town of Westport is God. Like this ocean controls their lives. It
Mm-hmm.
controls their livelihood. It takes the lives of men who go out and, you know, take care of this town by bringing fish. So it's very much like every aspect of the town of Westport is controlled by the ocean. So I thought that was like, you know, it added to the more dramatic parts of the book. Like whenever there was a fucking storm going on and they were like, oh yeah, Sanders, he almost died, but he's
Yeah,
fine.
he's fine. The ocean giveth and the ocean taketh away.
You were so right. That is poetic. So that was one prominent symbol. I would also say just okay, I'm gonna lump something together here. So I was gonna just say Henry Cross, but I'm also gonna say the Della Ray. I'm gonna kind of lump them together because they symbolize like the heart of the community.
Yeah.
That's what connects literally all of the characters together is Henry Cross and the Della Ray. Like just you know, Piper and Hannah, that's their connection to the town. Everyone in the town celebrates Henry and his ship as a hero. And just nobody has anything but utmost respect for that man and his memory.
Yeah.
And he is literally just a local legend. So he is the glue that holds the town of Westport together. And
Well,
he
like
develops
even for Fox too. Like
yeah.
whenever Brendan was like, I want to give you the Della Ray so I can open this new boat, Fox was like, oh shit, man, like
Yes.
I don't know about that. And so like it literally touches every character.
It does. And so it's like that is like there's not a person in Westport who is not affected by that. And then of course Brendan's wedding ring is a symbol of not only like his past, but also just that guilt and feeling of duty that he had like to his town and to the people in that town. He was like, I can't fuck it up because I'm following in the footsteps of this beloved man, Henry Cross, that everyone loved and respected. And if I take this wedding ring off, I'm going to lose that respect. And so it was very much like it was tying him and everything else together. Like that wedding ring represented his duty to everyone in the town, it represented his position as captain of the Delaware. And yeah, so when he took it off, that was a big deal.
That was huge. Yeah. There's also a lot of tropes. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a couple tropes throughout the book. It's not a very long book. The first one, I think Tessa Bailey does this very well, is like the Hallmark love story.
Yeah.
We see that in this book. We see it in like window shopping. So
Mhm.
it's always this like either city girl, city boy falls in love with like small town or like underdog type character.
Yes.
In this case, it's city girl falls in love with small town widowed hunk, and I love that shit.
We do love
Um,
that shit.
and so Caitlin said the only thing missing with Brendan was an adorably sassy 10-year-old daughter playing matchmaker for her dad. 10 out of 10. Gives me
That's in
parent
every
trap
Hallmark
vibes.
Christmas movie.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yeah, this is like your true love type story. Like they weren't friends, they weren't enemies, they didn't know each other. They was just like an insta love Hallmark story
Love
where
at
like
first sight. They were
he was
like, I
like,
have to have that one.
hey ma'am, can I fix your pergola for you? Bet.
I can fix that.
I can fix that. It's giving holes.
It's
It's
it's giving
giving Dulé
Holes
Hill
meets
from
Gilmore
holes.
Girls meets Schitt's Creek. I can just
Yes.
see Tessa Bailey writing on her whiteboard. She's drawing all the circles and the arrows.
She's like, Alexis Rose from Schitt's Creek meets Gilmore Girls meets Dulé Hill from Holes meets Hallmark love story, and it really works. And I loved it. Also we have like the Grumpy Sunshine, which is my bread and butter, which is my shit.
We
I
freaking
love Grumpy
stand.
Sunshine. Oh my
Same.
god, I'll read any Grumpy Sunshine book. It doesn't matter if it's bad, it doesn't matter if it's good, I'll read it.
It is so like heartwarming and
I
wholesome.
love it because it gives me like golden retriever black cat vibes.
Yes, absolutely. And it's like you just love to see that person just soften to that. Like that's the only
Uh,
person that they'll let in like that. That's the only person they'll be a softie for.
Eat it up.
10 out of 10.
Like mafia novels,
And
especially. I
oh,
love that. Oh my
same. Yeah, when
God.
it's a little bit dark, ooh, even
It's
better.
like, yeah, I kill
But
people and it's like, but I love you. And it's like, yes.
yes, I would be terrified of you in real life, but in a book, fuck
You
yeah.
kind of scare me.
But yeah, Tessa Bailey does it really well. Like, because we keep
So
thinking of
good.
window shopping, but that's another perfect
Yeah,
example.
like golden retriever, black cat vibes
Yes.
for sure. But it's like gender swapped.
It's Andy and April from Parks and Rec.
Yes, literally. Oh my God, I love it.
Yes.
Also, as always, every rom-com's got the miscommunication trope. That's just like a requirement to write a rom-com, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
And
because
I
like how
hate
else are you
it.
going to get the drama? Like they don't know each other.
Yeah, how else am I gonna get my blood pumping?
Yeah. How
Like
else are
it
we
can't
going to
all be
create this
good.
absolutely like musical crescendo of a plot twist, which is she misses the boat.
She misses the boat and then she fucking trips out on a unicorn mechanical beast and like sees him from afar in the crowd in LA. And it's like, wow, what more could you ask for? That's beautiful.
It's so romantic.
It's very romantic.
It's very beautiful to me.
Tessa Bailey, you've done it again. But yeah, that kind of wraps up. It happened one summer. It's so, so good. Give it a read if you haven't. Next book that we are going to be covering will be the second installment of the Bellinger sister series. It's called Hook, Line, and Sinker, and it focuses on Fox and Hannah.
It's really good. It's
It's
super
really
cute.
good.
Yeah, so read that and that'll be our next full-length episode. But next week, join us as we fan cast the It Happened One Summer movie, which is going to be an actual movie.
We're so excited.
We're so excited. It's going to be so cute and so wholesome, but absolutely like even more excited to make my own cast for it.
What do you think it'll be rated? How are they going to recreate these scenes?
I think it's probably going to be PG-13.
Damn it. I don't want to see it. That's stupid.
I think that it'll be implied that it's raunchy, but it'll be flirty, but it won't be
Get my shit
dirty.
on HBO.
Yes. Tessa Bailey,
Put that on HBO.
Tessa, fight for your art. Like, let's make it
That's
a beautiful
beautiful, Tessa
experience.
Bailey. Like, smut is an art form.
I want to see ass cheeks.
I want to see some ass. Amazing. Tessa
Exactly.
Bailey. We got to see it. But yeah, so join us next week. Super excited to do fan casting. We are going to do a very good job. We are putting our heart and souls into this.
We're going to try our darndest, that's for sure. So we will see you there. And as always,
Let's get lit.